Now it's time for this week's show and tell, where we're going to talk about what it looks like to live in uncertainty. Crimson, what do you got for me?
All right, I think this is something everyone can relate to. Gas prices. I mean, am I alone? There's so much happening in the world right now, but gas prices seems to be the most unavoidable issue in my life. I filled up the other night. My son was out too late. He wasn't supposed to ask me for a ride home. Get in my car, out of gas. I had to drive like out of town to get gas. Paid $5.60 a gallon. I mean, it was like $80 to fill up my car. That level of uncertainty when you have a family of 4 with small businesses, it's extremely difficult to deal with. And part of me is like, I mean, am I just privileged and this is the consequence of our reality and I'm lucky I can pay for it, so just put it in. But the reality is that we are in an uncertain time. They're saying gas could be $8, $9 this summer. Our family's been struggling with it. We don't know, should we plan vacation? Can we afford to go anywhere this summer? My mom's only 15 minutes away, but like, how often am I going to be able to drive out to see her? Thank God we live in a small community and can walk everywhere. I don't know what American families are doing. And we're living in very uncertain times. There's no like end in sight coming. There's no message about it. Nobody's saying it's going to get better. And I think for planning for a family, this is just really uncertain territory. I think even my mom, who's so cynical, she's like, I mean, it can't get to $8 a gallon. And I'm like, but the economists, all the experts, even the people that work for the Trump administration say it will. There's nobody saying it won't. And I think our brains are just kind of trying to turn off the reality.
Yeah, my first time putting $5 gas in my car was a sobering experience because almost everything that we consume is touched by petrochemicals in some way, whether it be from manufacturing, transportation, financing. Our economy is really built on petrochemicals. And so I think it is pretty certain we will have $8, $9 gas at some point this summer.
Yeah.
And to what we were talking about earlier, I think that a lot of our European friends and friends from other parts of the world are like, well, hello, welcome. I mean, we've had $2.50 gas for a long time. Cheap oil has been a big part of what's built our country, but it is going to be extremely destabilizing. And my understanding is, based off of current macroeconomics and trends, is that if oil gets to over $200 a barrel, it will just completely stop the economy on a global scale as we know it.
Right.
And then we're really into uncharted waters. It's super concerning. It's bizarre to watch a catastrophe play out in slow motion and to question the legitimacy of a catastrophe of this size. And also, I mean, I want to say, like, the confusion of it, too. It's hard to understand why choices are being made. They don't seem like rational, good faith choices. And so we are all lining up to suffer the consequences of that, which is the way it goes. I mean, there's no, that would be entitlement to act like we were above receiving these consequences when they're having global impacts. It sucks. It just
does suck. It just sucks. I mean, do we go on vacation? Can we afford it? If we book something now, will we be able to afford it when it's time? It's just so hard to know.
So hard to know. And again, I mean, we're going to see this ripple through. If people aren't going on vacation this summer, well, then there's all other businesses that are going to be impacted as well. And the exponentially increasing timeline. You told me the other day, if things were solved the other day and everything went back to business as usual, they're forecasting 3.5 years.
Yep. To rebuild.
Until there's resolution. So, I mean, this is extremely uncertain. I mean, what can we do?
Right.
Make the best decisions that we can with the information we have right now.
Consciously.
And you're right. A staycation is looking more and more likely.
Yeah, I think for a lot of, I'm talking upper middle class families, I think a staycation's all that's optional now.
Yeah. Well, that was a doozy. Right before we got on to record, Crimson handled me another doozy. And I have to take it because the doozy she gave me has been one I've been really working on coping with in a way that isn't alarmist. And that's the cruise ship with the hantavirus. Yeah. So what concerns me about this, besides everything, the whole shebang is concerning.
A whole shebang.
What concerns me personally about this is how quick my brain was to reach towards certainty when this first popped up about 2 weeks ago? It's probably, by the time this airs, probably about a month out since I first read something. And I was like, my brain immediately was like, COVID, I need to get toilet paper. I need to get you know what I mean? Like, it's going through like the list and stuff. And I was like, okay, like, I know that this feels a lot like COVID, right? But there's no certainty that this will be. And I will say, from staying up to date with the public health and epidemiologist on Reddit, which hopefully they're good. I mean, they're better than the ones that we don't have on a governmental scale, but that's neither here nor there. So I've been actively trying to manage this extreme anxiety through what I've been lovingly calling my own anxious awareness, which is, this makes me anxious and I want to be aware of it. I don't want to necessarily make any snap judgments about it or change any behaviors around it. I just want to be aware of it. And I am keeping up with the World Health Organization, but since we went this last go around, a lot of our systems have been reduced down, and that creates more uncertainty, and it's been hard to grapple between these extremes. Now, I will say there was a part of me that was really upset I wasn't able to take my family on a Disney cruise this summer. I just had it in my head that I was going to do that this summer. And I was really down in the dumps, and then the hantavirus stuff came out, and I was like, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
I can miss the cruise. I'm okay. And then I've been following all those public health people and epidemiologists, and they're telling me that generally speaking, cruises are not where you want to be. So maybe we're not even doing a cruise ever. But in the midst of all of this uncertainty, there's been some certainty. Like, you know, we're not going on a cruise this summer. And I didn't already buy like a million things of toilet paper. I do have them in my Amazon cart. So there's that. But that's as far as I've gone. And I don't know, I am concerned about it. It does seem like it transitions differently, but it has a lot of the 2020 vibes, and it's been hard not to feel that trauma. And it's weird because in 2020, I was pregnant. It was really scary to be pregnant during that period of time. I was pregnant again in 2021. I signed up to do it another round. That's quite something. And it's been like, oh gosh, like I feel so strong in my life because I got through that period of time. And also, like, now if this happens again, we have young kids that are outside the womb, and that feels impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm doing okay, but it has been really triggering for me. So when you asked me to talk about it and I got a little sassy about it, that's why.
Well, I mean, it's funny. I have several text threads that have stood the test of time since the pandemic, when everyone was getting locked down. And on all of those threads, we've been talking about it because, you know, it's obviously a huge trigger. I will say I feel extremely prepared. Unlike last time, I've seen a pandemic. Now, this one, if it becomes a pandemic, we're talking 40% mortality. This is not something to joke around with. But I learned which experts I kind of trust and whose voices to listen to. And so I feel like a little bit more prepared for pandemic 2.0. And I think it's inevitable it's going to happen again. But
I mean, there is certainty in that. There have been pandemics throughout time.
But I don't think this is going to be it. Laurie, I don't think this is going to be it.
Okay.
I hope.